Tuesday.
Haikuzo. Makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Barabara ya kutoka Maralal kwenda Opiroi. Itoke Opiroi iende Partiloi. Mnasema tuendelee na hiyo barabara?
We cannot say that as ODM we just want to be there. We want power.
Ikiwezekana mtusogeshee bei ya mafuta kwa sababu sisi upande wa kusafiri saa hii kuna watu lakini magari hakuna, na tunaomba Mr. President kwa hiari utushikishie mafuta chini.
Tumetatizika sana na hii hali ya mafuta ambapo kizingatiwa kwamba bei imepanda na kazi hakuna. Ukiangalia lita moja sasa ni shilingi 215 samahani. Tafadhali tunaomba anayehusika na mambo ya mafuta tuangalie, tutengeneze bei angalau tuweze kupata kazi na mambo itakuwa sawa.
Mafuta ni kitu muhimu sana katika nchi ya taifa la Kenya, na kama hawatapunguza mafuta itamaanisha kwamba uchumi wa Kenya itaathirika zaidi. Tunaomba ya kwamba serikali hii ipate kuwachali wananchi na wapate kupunguza mafuta. Mipango zingine ya serikali wanaweza kusimamisha kwanza ndiposa wapate namna ya kupunguza mafuta.
Na stoi pesa yoyote, na ninategemewa na watoto, nategemewa na bibi shule, kila kitu. Kwa hivyo tunaomba tu president wetu William Ruto Samoe utufanyie jambo kuhusu mafuta, ututengenezee mafuta kwa sababu sisi tunateseka na wewe tu ndio utatunusuru kuhusu hii mafuta.
Tuko kwa hiyo. Sikiza, ile kitu tunatetea mafuta na barabara yetu ya Kisumu Eldoret ni mbali. So hatuko maneno ya siasa nini na nini. Tunataka tuangaliwe hiyo mafuta.
Kama jana nimeenda Chafagali nikarudi mpaka Kapsabet, kuja nikaweka mafuta gari, pesa ikashia yote yenye tulikuwa tumetengeneza, hakuna pesa hata kidogo tulipaka nayo. So hiyo ndio tunalia kabisa. Rais yetu hatuna shida na wewe. Yenye inatuumiza tu ni mafuta, ututetee. Wewe ni wetu na sisi ni watu wa tuta.
Sisi tuko tuna complain mambo ya maisha ya kila siku. Barabara yetu na mafuta yetu tuangalie. Tunaomba serikali.
The reason why watu wamekuja kwa barabara.
All right, hello there, people of the internet. My name is Rujiger, and this is Political Lady coming to you at 7:30 in the evening. The country is at a standstill. I am in the studio with the SG of Sapina Party, Mr. Joachim Simiyu. I am with Honorable Doyo OED. Which party, ODM?
No, bwana, mimi ni UDA bwana. Usirinirudishe Misri.
No, but I hear that you know every Luo is from ODM, and that's what I'm being told, that every Luo has to be from ODM. There is no way you can be a Luo and you're not from ODM. Even this gentleman is agreeing.
Yes, he's agreeing that
if I am
from
formerly ODM.
Okay, you can say from ODM, meaning they were once in ODM. Some
Okay.
of them. There are Luos who have never been in ODM at any point or another, and they are very many.
But by virtue of you being a Luo, that makes you ODM.
So you are suggesting that ODM is a tribal
No.
party?
It's not tribal. Party. It has it has roots in
Luonyan.
In Luonyan.
The only thing that is, if you are Luo, you
can
better
push it
support
closer to your mouth
ODM so
to
that
the
you can
mic.
benefit from whatever ODM is going to get. They will assume if ODM is getting it, the Luo will get it.
Yeah, that is true.
But I had Rigiji say through Methu. Methu saying that in the last general election, they voted 3.5 million to Ruto and 1.2 million to Raila, and that means Rigathi Gachagua now has a staggering 5 million votes to start with. From where I sit, he was trying to say that every Kikuyu's vote is a Rigathi Gachagua vote.
Is that not true? I think that is true. That's not true.
How can it be true?
Yeah, but so the 1.2 goes to Gachagua. The 3 point something goes
if
to...
they could not vote for Ruto to the last man, neither could they vote to Raila to the last man. Even when they voted for Uhuru and Kibaki, they did not vote for them to the last man. It means you cannot sit here and conclude that every Kikuyu vote is a Rigathi vote. In any case, it may not only be Rigathi Gachagua on the ballot from the Kikuyu community. There could be other people. And there could be other people in Kikuyu land thinking differently from the way Rigathi is thinking.
Okay.
Even when I saw the last opinion poll, Rigathi was only 9%. I don't think the Kikuyu voters are only 9%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
So it means there are those thinking elsewhere.
So Mr. Snowface is saying, today I'm lighting the fireplace. Jagero, stop reading my messages since I complimented Odhiambo's State House suit. No. I have no problem with suits coming. But I have no problem with the suits that are worn by Odhiambo. Odhiambo is my brother in Christ.
No, he looked fine the other day.
Yeah.
Very fine.
But
ever since the paycheck.
And Odhiambo is above us because Odhiambo has got the means and the wherewithal to get the money and to get suits.
And the plugs for suits.
Yes. You know.
No, he also has a body frame that fits in suits very nicely.
But you know this tie was bought to me by Mr. Honorable Doyowedi. This one. It's a very expensive one. Thank you, Mr. Doyo. Okay. Peter Mark saying that, okay. Mr. Snowflake is saying, Owedi, today you should debate facts, not emotions. We don't expect the choir you saying to please Ruto.
Let me tell you the problem with our people. When you don't agree with them, your statements are out of psychophancy, your statements are not facts.
Yeah.
That is the problem. Let me tell you, intelligence begins by your ability to understand and agree with others.
Yes.
With their position. Some of the reasons why me and Simiwe may disagree is because the facts, figures, and logic we have are different. If you bring up to the same page, we are most likely going to agree.
All right. All right, great. Yes, Sylvester Mboya is saying, Jagero, on days such as this, you should light your fireplace earlier. Come on now. Say hello to Nera Odoyowe, the truthful man. Tuesday. Right. Ozi is saying, people of the internet, Jambo from the Lone Star State. Mapema ndio best, Jagero. I don't know what Lone Star State is, but he will tell us. Hivi karibuni. Hello there, people of the internet. Today will be fire. Right. Evans is saying, Odoyo, the truthful man, Simiwa man with the knowledge, Jagero, hakuna ingine kama political leader. Thank you very much. Today we want to start with Wanjigi. Wanjigi spoke for 2 hours non-stop. And, you know, Mr. Odoyo, the people the few people that follow Wanjigi were extremely excited yesterday.
Absolutely. And I like the way you put it, the few people that follow Wanjigi.
No, but I'm trying to get to the nerves of the
I'm good.
You know, Wanjigi went to Homa Bay.
Okay.
And his crowd was 10% Simiyu, and the other 10% was Willis.
Yeah.
And then there was nobody else except on Lucas.
Yeah. But what coming from Homa Bay was that they really loved him. The few that were there, they really loved him.
But when you bring for us a meat belia, we always love you. Yeah.
But let's hear Wanjigi speaking at Citizen yesterday. Mr. Frank?
Kama ni ukweli shida ni William Ruto na uchumi wetu, watafika mahali waseme ni nani atamtoa. Na mimi nataka kuambia nyinyi mkiwa hapa, hakuna mwingine. Unamwangalia Kibaki 1 trillion na 2 trillion ni how many times? 2 times. Si alipunguza. Si Uhuru alikaa in 2013. Wakati alikuwa anapatia Ruto, deni ilikuwa imefika 9 trillion. Tumpigie makofi, ametuzidia na shida. Tumaliza. Kama nyinyi hamuna pesa, mnadhani serikali iko na pesa? Ile pesa yote ambao huyu mjamaa anarokota kutoka sisi, hiyo pesa yote inaenda kulipa madeni. So hana hela. Ile hela unasikia wanaiba, wanatembea nayo, wanampatia promises, sijui nini, anakopa. Ile ambao nakula State House, anakopa. Ya petroli, wale tulikuwa na wao. Agenda ni kweli, ule Kasongo anasema hawana. Ni kweli. I will tell you the truth. Agenda yao ni moja. Kung'oa Ruto. Na sasa nataka kumuuliza, munataka kuondoa Ruto mukae hivi ama munataka mubadilisho? Munataka ubadilisho kweli?
The gentleman is saying that that Ruto is not coming back. As a supporter of Ruto, what do you think about this?
He's not coming back from where?
Yeah?
He's not coming back from
where? He's not coming back as a president of this country in post-2027.
Why are they not playing for yesterday?
I'm wondering.
No.
But let's hear what Mr. Widi has to say.
You know, when you say Ruto is not coming back, every voter thinks his candidate is the one winning. And in Kenya, very interestingly, some voters are not ready to vote for somebody. They just know the people they don't want, because they largely rely on what politicians tell them. Kenya is one country where people believe politicians so much. Worst of all, if they are lucky to find a partisan media that actually propagates what politicians say. If you are going to be an intelligent person, do not use things you read on social media and the media as your only source of facts that you are going to use to debate intelligent people like myself and Simiyu. You must verify those facts. You must fact check. But these people who just listen to somebody talk some of the things I hear Jimmy talked about, some of I had Methu talking about, some I had Rigathi talking about, and then you go and use those ones to debate. I think you are going to embarrass yourself. So from where I sit, anybody who wants to know whether President William Ruto is coming back or not coming should wait until we vote, and let's see. In any case, when he was set against all the candidates, he was ahead of them at 24, assuming the facts that we saw were right.
They were talking about the popularity. But by the way, I asked...
There's nothing... People are not asked about popularity. They were asked, who do you vote for if you had these people?
Right? That was the question.
Yes, that was the question. But do not be confused. Some of those people who gave the second candidate, Kalonzo Musyoka, 19, who do you think they will vote for if they don't vote for Kalonzo? They'll vote for Ruto. Each of those candidates, if those people don't find them on the ballot, they'll vote for President William Ruto. You will be shocked at how many votes President William Ruto will get. For now, they are basking in something that they are talking about united opposition. Opposition is only united before the whistle is blown, and it is now time to decide who is going to take and who is going to bail the cat. When that happens, then they will discover that they were also enemies among themselves. For now, their only enemy is President William Ruto. But they will discover that they are also enemies among themselves. And they may be too bitter with each other. Sometimes brothers are more bitter with each other than their cousins and distant cousins.
Are you claiming that, are you saying that that once they announce the presidential candidate, by the way, Gachagua is in court right now, fighting tooth and nail to be allowed at least to have his retirement benefits. But a lot of people are also saying that, look, we think that this gentleman is trying to clear his name. Should he clear his name and the court pronounces themselves on this USA, regarding Gachagua, you were wrongly booted out of the government, you should have remained as the deputy president. What do you think happens?
If Rigathi Gachagua is now masquerading as the leader of the united opposition, yet when opinion poll came, he was 9%, what do you expect of him later?
Yeah.
Because nobody is now talking about Gachagua this, Gachagua that. Wait until he becomes a candidate. Then you remind him of his history. You remind him of his doublespeak. You remind him of his oxymoronic speak. Then he will also be exposed more than these other people. Because all these politicians ready to take over the presidency have been in this country as politicians for 30 years. What are their achievements?
Yeah.
There are people who are telling us about Gen Z this, Gen Z that, Gen Z. Which Gen Z is on the ballot there? None. So are you going to tell Gen Zs they are going to vote united as Gen Zs but not for one of their own? Every community, every political formation, every presidential candidate has his own Gen Zs who are loyal to them. That euphoria that was brought then in 2024 is gone and buried.
Really? Is Safina, deputy party leader, was yesterday very scathing against the former President, Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta. Joaquim, do you think that you guys should have just sold your agenda rather than going after the former president? People are not very happy with you. Pauline Njoroge is very offended by the way your party leader went against her boss.
What did she raise?
She raised questions and said that Wanjigi is a man that was biting more than he could chew wanted a cut that was cutting right into the money for the project.
So the project failed because a man wanted more than what he should be given. So do you stall the whole thing just because Jagero wants a lot?
Yeah. I think you kick them out and say we are not giving you anything.
Yeah, if Odoyo, I give him a contract and he wants more than he should be given, so I just bypass him and give someone else. If at all that project is very important to the Kenyan people. So if Odoyo, for example, he wants 40% of the project. I said, no, that's too much. Let me give Jagero who wants 17%. What's so difficult? Was he the only person who was qualified to be given that agenda? No. How much did we lose in that one project that is stalled, that is now a hole at JKIA? Kenyan people lost 5.4 billion in paying for cancellation.
5.4 billion for cancellation?
Yes, because the contractor was already on ground with equipments. So when you cancel, you have to pay for it.
5.4 billion?
Yes.
Who pocketed that money?
The contractor. Arctic, is it called Arctic or Arctic? A Chinese contractor. They went to the International Arbitrary Court and claimed damages for cancellation of the contract. And the government paid using the taxes. So when you are a leader, do you work on emotions? Do you think about the importance of this particular project to the Kenyan people, or you think about what you are feeling today? So, and look at their choice of responses. They are neither here nor there. Because my party leader was saying, the problem we have as a country is public debt, which started being a problem during Uhuru Kenyatta's time. Tell me anyone who has said that that's a lie. Has Pauline Njoroge mentioned it? No.
Yeah.
Why are they circumventing around that? Because that's a discussion they don't want to engage in.
Joe, there are lots of people that are saying that, look, we used to have Rigathi Gachagua fighting a brother from the mountain, fought Uhuru tooth and nail and won against him and drove Uhuru and Raila out of Mount Kenya and delivers most of those boats, 3.9 or thereabout, to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya right now, okay? People are now saying on the social media that why is this Wanjigi, a Kikuyu, fighting another Kikuyu? So why don't you be brothers?
No. So their reasoning is flawed.
Okay.
You see, it's not about Kikuyus or any other tribe. It's about the problem that is on the table. So when we have a problem on the table and you are asked a question, who brought this problem here? And that problem happens to be your brother. So you avoid mentioning him because he's your brother, the problem is here. This problem is not about who brought it. It's about the 60 million Kenyans who are victims of this problem. And we are saying it doesn't matter who you vote for. It does not matter. But he will find it as a problem on the table. How do you solve it? The question of how do you solve it? Because it's there. It does not go with the President Ruto going home. The reason why Ruto must go is important. Is now it's the beginning of better things. That if you have any agenda, you cannot actualize it with Ruto in office. You can only achieve dealing with this issue of debt when he's out of office. That's why Ruto must go is important. But that's not an end in itself. That going alone is not a solution. The solution is what you do when he's not there. You see? So anyone, that's what we are saying. That as a party, that we are not against anybody running. But bring the idea on the table. Let us debate. If the first agenda for Safina is not enough, bring yours. Let us see how important it is. How workable is it? How is it better than ours? So that whoever wins with an idea that will work for the Kenyan people. So that at the end of the day, the people who will have won are Kenyans, not the person running. So it's not about tribal people coalescing together.
Yes.
Tribal chieftains sitting together and deciding the fate of their community. No, it's about the people. deciding what's good for themselves. We are told mostly that politics is local. And we are telling them there is nothing more local than your own house. It's the least locality you will ever find. That how are you faring in that house of yours? Are you in debt? Are you paying school fees? Are you accessing health care? Are you better off as a man? Do you afford your own life? That is the locality we talk about when we say politics is local.
Yeah.
So it's not about locality of your ethnicity. It's your own house. So that when you go to that ballot, and there is a lot of symbolism in voting, that on that ballot, you go to that booth alone, thinking about your own interest. When you are there, the people on the ballot, you look at who is best suited to solve that problem.
Do you think that's how Kenyans look at those people on the ballot?
Yes, Kenyans vote for themselves. Kenyans vote for themselves.
But do you think they are saying that this name here is going to take care of my unga? This one is going to reduce my fuel. This one is going to do this and this. This one is going to make the road that is going to my market passable. That bridge that is always falling is going to be better. Do you think that is how Kenyans vote? Do you think so?
We have had a problem.
You are overestimating Kenyans.
No, I'm not overestimating Kenyans. And I told you yesterday here that we must be cognizant to how things are changing. That there is a certain shift in our dynamics. And saying that there are different reasons why people are voting. And the kind of political awareness that we have as a country is quite different. We have had a way of mobilization based on ethnic balkanization, where you can incite a community against the other. That technique has not worked from 2022. The government has tried. Bloggers have tried to push that narrative of tribe A against tribe B. It always falls flat on the surface, however much you try. Because there is a level of awareness in the voter that no, that's not our problem. And that awareness is what brought about the finance bill protest in 2024. Your people came together and said, we are tribeless.
Mr. Do you disagree?
I do not expect him to say anything else. So,
Mr. Do you think that the protest of 2024 was very artificial, was well organized, well choreographed?
So let me ask you.
Yeah.
How do you organize something so well that people even go towards the direction of bullets?
Yeah.
Personally, I participated in that protest. I had not met my party leader.
Okay.
I was just another.
Are you sure?
Yes, I can tell you. The timelines are there. You can prove. The protest.
Odoyo is itching to say something. No. Can you allow him to say something
before he comes in?
Okay.
I was just another person in the street.
Okay.
But I could understand.
Yeah.
What are we about?
You know.
What is this protest about? Because I could see the proposals of that finance bill.
Yeah.
And I was bitterly against
you see this money. Can you hold this money? Somebody was saying that a lot of these were flying during the Gen Z protest. You did see some of those?
I did see.
You did.
But the ones you very well.
Do you want to say something? Please allow him to say something.
You know, I have always said that Gen Z protest was planned, organized, and well-funded. And I think to bring an argument that it was so well-organized that people were even going in the direction of bullets. Let me tell you, people can incite you until you are ready to die for what in actual sense is a no cause. This is not the first time in 2024 that we have a rise in the budget. The percentage rise in the budget when Uhuru took over his first budget was much higher than Ruto's. It is that there was nobody at that point in time to incite the public against Uhuru's first budget.
Let him finish.
There was nobody to incite them. Just check the two budgets. Yeah. Check the last budget of Kibaki and the first budget of Uhuru. Check the last budget of Uhuru and the first budget of Ruto. Then you know the difference. But somebody was here ready to incite them. And the incitement against President William Ruto began immediately he took oath of office. Those people who went to the road talking about open the server and cost of living were sponsored by the same people who were sponsoring the Gen Z protest. It's only that when Raila Odinga pulled out of leading that Sufuria protest, they withdrew their people. That is how Martha Karua walked out of Azimio, Kioni walked out of Azimio, Kamanda walked out of Azimio, and Kanini Kega walked out of Azimio, and they went into their tribal cocoon and organized what was called the Limuru 3 Conference.
Okay.
And that is where they now began the journey to the Gen Z protest. The Gen Z protest was well thought out and selected because they knew the younger people have no benefits of history, would not even remember how Uhuru governed us or how Kibaki did it. So they would see the mistakes of President William Ruto as absolute mistakes that are not comparable to any other because they don't know any other. Gen Zs are largely people who are purists. They want perfection. And they are also very strong. They can run in the streets the whole day. Besides that, they are reckless. Young people are reckless. I was once there. You know, there are certain things Gen Zs and young people like Simiyu always think that being young is different from being old. Being old, where I sit, I have been young, that is in me. I am now old, that is in me. You, the only thing in you is young. You have never experienced old age to know the difference. So you think what you know as a young man is all that is there to know. Wait until you are old enough.
If Itina immediately after elections, but they elect these people that you're saying walikuwa wameleta fitina had just given in more than 3.5 million votes. If fitina
the people who brought fitina are not the voters.
Okay.
They are the leaders. They are the Uhuru Kenyattas. They are the Jimmy Wanjigis. They are the Jeremiah Kionis. The leadership in that community. Those who were there when there was an oath in 1969 that Anan Kikuyu should not get to power. They are the people who are inciting the youth. The youth don't even know why they are being, in fact, they don't even know they are being incited. Because the things they are being told, they can actually see they are happening. What they didn't know, that these very people who are inciting them were also in power and committed worse crimes.
Yeah.
But there's something, allow me to say, Jagero.
Okay.
This obsession of Safina Party with debt, I think it has to go away. We have to tell Jimmy Wanjigi, every country, starting from the United States of America, has public debt. The United States alone has 39 trillion US dollars in debt. And do you know their last budget? 1.57 trillion. You know what that means? They have public debt that is 26 times their budget. Kenya is only 3 times their budget. There is also a country called China, has about 8 times debt to their budget. So there is no country, even Saudi Arabia, which produces oil, has debt. Every country has debt. Many of them more than Kenya as a percentage of the budget.
Where the point of departure between you and Wanjigi, Mr. Odoyowedi,
tell me,
is that the people that the countries you mentioned have got projects that can be seen that has been used by those debts. In Kenya, Jimmy Wanjigi and Safina Party claim that there is nothing that we have built with those debts.
Tell Jimmy Wanjigi, wait a minute, even though I don't agree with Uhuru, some of his debt are in the SGR, though inflated. President William Ruto has the highest number of tangible projects within a 3-year period than any other president ever graced State House in Kenya.
Okay.
That is common knowledge to an extent that the very opposition went around telling us that we are no longer going to rely on projects because they are just glittering generalities. We are going to rely on governance. Even when you look at governance, President William Ruto is the only president Kenya has ever had that can be stopped in his tracks by a court magistrate. That obeys all court orders. That
he's not like Matiang'i.
No, it's not like Matiang'i who disobeyed 12 court orders in a 5-year term.
Yes.
You see.
What do you have to say to that? Although it's making some sense, right?
There is no sense. You know, you cannot
just say sense is there, but you don't agree with it.
You know, you cannot make sense where there is none.
Okay.
So the issue of debt, we are not against having debt.
Okay.
People are allowed to have debt. But we are talking about, is this debt taken procedurally?
Okay.
We are saying that if you are a bank lending money to Jagero, when Jagero brings to you a title deed as a security to that bank loan, it's the duty of the bank to certify
that that title deed is actually real. So when the bank gives you money, and later on they find out that the title deed was fake, and they already gave you money, and they find that even the names on that title deed does not belong to you, who pays that loan? Who has the problem? It's the bank.
It's the bank.
They didn't do
due diligence.
Yes.
Correct.
We are talking about, it's not the size of debt that is a problem. It's the procedure through which we took it and how much of it is taking our taxes.
Okay.
Odoyo has talked about the size of debt in America. He has not talked about the tax revenue America collects in one financial year. He has not compared the debt to GDP ratio. America's debt is 19%. We are 68%. So we are not the same. And look at the lowest person in America earns how much? The lowest person in Kenya earns how much? Per capita income. It's also an important factor in this discussion. So when we are talking about debt, it's not an obsession. It is not something you wish away. It's about numbers. You know, we don't come with abstract arguments. We bring numbers so that anyone who speaks against it come with their own numbers.
But they are saying you are not talking about education. You're not talking about health. You're not talking about all these things.
You see.
Yes. You are all debt.
Let me tell you.
What is your problem?
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
With the debt, that is a problem. How do you get free capitation when the whole money has gone to pay debt? How do you get money to do health and make sure everyone gets medicine? There is no money because it has gone to pay debt. Why is William Ruto borrowing 1 trillion every year, but he cannot fund development? He has to look for PPP. Where does that money go? It goes to pay debt. How much of our revenue is being used to pay debt? That's the question.
How much is it?
If we are like last year, we collected 2.57 trillion. Bwana, sijui ni kwa nini mnapenda kutembea kama nafanya mambo very important. Last year, the whole revenue collected was 2.57 trillion. How much of it went to pay debt? 1.9 trillion. So how much does government remain with? The government remains with roughly 600 billion. How much does counties need in one financial year? 415 billion. So how much do you remain with as government? Less than 100. Operations of government is 600 billion. Kuweka mafuta kwa Land Cruiser.
Na V8.
Kulipa watu mishahara. Hii pesa Kindiki anazunguka nayo huku. How much is that? 600. You are already deficit of 500 billion. Where do you get it? You cannot come to the people because you've already taxed them. They have already given you all they have. So where do you go? You borrow. What does the law say about borrowing? You only borrow for development. But in this case, even your recurrent expenditure, you have a deficit. So you borrow to fund your recurrent expenditure. So when we come to the debt volume, it's so big, but when we look at the corresponding projects on the ground, they are missing. That's one point of illegality. The second point of illegality is that these debts are not approved by Parliament. Some people have told us that you cannot just say we don't pay. It's a sovereign debt. What makes a debt sovereign? When we give consent to its borrowing. How do people give consent? When Parliament approves, because Parliament is a representative house. So every money that is borrowed must have a vote head. That's what the Parliament passes. That when they vote for this document, they are voting for those numbers. That we are going to borrow 200 billion to build a road. When we do not have those numbers in the document tabled in Parliament, then it means that the passing of that document is without the estimated borrowing. So any borrowing done without approval of Parliament is an illegal.
Okay, great.
So these are the questions we are asking.
Okay.
And that's why I want my brother, my elder brother, Odoyo, to understand that he has been around for so long. And he has seen things go wrong. But somehow life moved on. Because when they were going wrong, we still had a breathing space. And my party leader gave numbers yesterday. That when Moi was leaving, how much of it he was paying. You don't just laugh about it. You come with your own numbers.
Yes.
Did we have a breathing space? Yes, we did. Do we have it now? We do not. Is it a bigger problem today? Yes. Does it need more attention? Yes. So why do you have a problem when we show more attention to these issues?
Do you want to say something?
Let me help. There's something
before we go to the fuel issue.
There's something that Simiyu keeps on rubbing each time he gets a microphone in front of him. That Ruto borrows 1 trillion every year.
Okay.
Let me tell you, my brother, the Kenyan debt is now almost 70% domestic debt. The total interest on Kenyan debt on average, as we speak today, is 1.25 trillion. So if you find every year the debt is increasing by about 1 trillion, it is not just about borrowing, it is about the interest on it also. So we struggle to pay, all right? But the interest is also increasing it. So when you don't take the figure we have now and the figure we have yesterday, subtract the two and say that difference was borrowed.
I like this debate because I know.
No, keep quiet. I don't talk when you're talking.
No. But let you have said he's an elder, so why don't you keep
I
quiet?
do not want him to finish.
I will finish. This thing will end if I am not going to finish. I am going to finish. I don't want nonsense. I let you say every nonsense you are saying. Yes, then you come here and you say you don't let me go. Forget it. I am going to finish. Don't test me.
No, I'm not testing.
Don't test me.
I'm telling you. I'm asking a question.
You can't come here and tell us that because the rent after that was 9 trillion, now it is 12. The borrowed one is now 3. That is hogwash mathematics.
He has talked about domestic debts.
Yeah.
Which I have explained, and I don't know if he has.
But why don't you let him finish?
No, it's important.
I am going to finish. It's me.
Yes,
I am going to finish. So keep quiet.
Yes.
Even if you say 3 minutes later, it will be the same statement.
Yes.
You can't be telling people out there every day that if the difference in debt last year and this year is 1 trillion, then the borrower is 1 trillion. It is not like that. There are interest, and there are also inadvertent debts that come.
Yeah.
Just the same way you can hire me to build for your house. I start building before you pay me. You have not come for that debt, but it will be there. So my brother, let me tell you for free.
Yes.
There is interest on this debt.
I agree.
And that interest contributes to the growth of it.
And
do not come here to the economy of Moi regime and tell us.
There is an important.
And even the things you are saying about we can't bring all the figures.
No.
The things you are saying, that I didn't bring. Even you didn't bring them. You just pointed out that I didn't bring them.
Yes.
Fault finding is not for the intelligent. Fault finding does not require self-sacrifice. Fault finding does not require knowledge. It only requires a mouth loud enough to be heard.
Mr. Doyo, do you think that all these people...
No. Before you ask that question.
Okay.
Let us finish this issue with domestic borrowing.
Okay.
And I want to make his point land.
Okay.
He has mentioned interest, which is very okay.
Yeah.
But our issue is not the interest. Our issue, we are saying, that debt is missing in our books. The domestic borrowing he's mentioning is not in our budget. It's not there. You can't find it. Today we are talking about the budget policy statement.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday.
Tabled by John Badi. When you look at that document, on the table of contents, they have listed a page where they have domestic borrowing estimates on page 24. When you go to that page, it is not talking about domestic borrowing estimates. It talks about total expenditure per state department. So when you try to look at estimated domestic borrowing in the next financial year, it's missing in the document tabled in Parliament by John Badi. And I have said that that document is the one that will be passed by Parliament. So they will pass a budget policy statement that has no domestic debt estimates.
I have a big problem with you, Mr. Siming.
Yes.
I have a very big problem with you because you appear to blame the government. All right? So let's assume that Mbadi and Co. write the letter that they present to Parliament for debate. All right? But then the Parliament does not see the gap that you are seeing. and Parliament goes ahead and votes this thing into law.
Yes.
So who is your enemy? Is it the government or is it the MPs?
Now, this is a whole conglomeration of enmity.
Okay.
That what is the interest of Parliament in this document? Is CDF catered for? Yes, that's enough. Do you think they debate this document? They don't.
But now the question is, let's remain there. Why is it that we are not putting this problem at the front yard, at the doorstep of MPs? The MPs ultimately are the people that we have elected to go and do this work for us. And then why are we now blaming the government and not the MPs that are supposed to be doing their job?
When we say government, who are we talking about?
Government, we are talking
executive.
about Ruto and executive.
Executive.
And,
Even
yes.
Parliament has been severely condemned. It has been severe. It is their duty. They should be the ones to check the document for the interest of the people. But they are not.
And
why?
And can I ask you a question? These same MPs are the ones that are coming from the areas of Gachagua. The same ones.
You see.
The same ones coming from the United Opposition.
You see.
The same ones coming from Linda Wananchi.
I have told you, and you need to understand that we have a very big problem.
Okay.
The biggest problem we have is that what is the individual interest of every member of Parliament, regardless of where they come from?
Okay.
What's their motivation to run? It's CDF.
Okay.
How much is CDF per member of Parliament in 5 years?
Yes.
That's $1 billion that you manage for 5 years. So you can be able to play around with its numbers and eat more than even half of it. And campaign with it. And
my biggest my biggest issue is Wanjigi was on Citizen talking about the borrowing and the debt that Ruto is not paying. Okay, the same to Gachagua, the same to Sifuna, all these people. But when it comes to Parliament and the people that are effectively putting these laws into action are not being mentioned.
When he was asked about Dedinyoro,
okay,
whether he will work with Dedinyoro,
yes,
what was his response?
Jog my memory.
The response was the budget that was passed last year, it also did not have domestic debt estimates, which means it was they passed an illegal debt. And who was the chair for budget?
Dedinyoro.
It was Dedinyoro. So he was in office when they passed an illegal document. So I am saying, even Parliament, what do you need to tell members of Parliament to pass a document without reading it?
What is it?
You need CDF in that document, well taken care of. That's 200 million every year.
I think you are excusing MPs.
I'm saying I am not excusing them. I'm accusing them of abdicating duty.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know why these opposition people, led by Safina, are so obsessed with finding faults with the president, even for mistakes that have been done by Parliament. Parliamentarians are also elected just like President William Ruto. If you want to campaign against those who have made Kenyans suffer, you should start by campaigning against the MPs. You are not going to take a job that does not belong to the president, expect him to do it, and demand that he does it, or he goes one term. Let's also agree on something. When you keep on rubbing it in that domestic debts are missing from the books, are you suggesting that treasury bills, treasury bonds, infrastructure bonds, and CBK overdrafts do not exist in this country? They do. It is you who is unable to find where they are.
We are not just saying things.
But Mr.
You are just saying, I'm telling you.
No.
Mr. Wini,
You see, these are not abstract discussions.
If they are missing, find where they are.
No,
where
it's not our
There
job.
are many Kenyans
It
buying
is the job of
treasury
body,
bond bills every day.
which means they are illegal. They are being done outside our budget. They shouldn't
That
be
is
done.
the work of your MP, not the president.
John Badi, what is his job?
I'm not talking about John Badi here.
No, he's the Minister for Treasury.
Yes.
Who tabled this document?
But
What is his job?
when you table something before a judge, it is the judge to decide what is right
And
or what
we
is
have
wrong.
said that the judge has been made blind.
No, even before the
so
judge.
why are you not accusing this judge who has been made blind?
No. But why is John Mbadi tabling a document without domestic debt?
That is fine.
Yes,
but
it is upon Parliament to reject it and send it back.
No, Mr. Odoyo.
Parliament
No, Mr. Odoyo.
Yes.
We are questioning Mbadi at the same
Which is
time.
an executive office.
Wait a minute.
We extend the accusation to the group of people that have been mandated by Kenyans to checkmate the government.
Yes.
And they're not checkmating the government.
I have no problem with you questioning Mbadi.
Yes.
I have no problem with you questioning Parliament. But I have a problem with you taking mistakes of Parliament and Mbadi and putting it on the president. And they are there. It is upon the Parliament.
The president is the prefect.
Wait, it is
No,
upon...
let me ask.
No. There is no... Parliament does not have a prefect. Actually, it is Parliament which is the prefect of the president. It is upon Parliament to summon Mbadi. I have seen them summon Mbadi, and Mbadi has answered their questions correctly to the end. So let's just say this. The problem we have today with these political parties, Safina included, is they want President William Ruto's seat. It is not that President William Ruto has made any mistake anywhere.
Let me ask
they
you,
know
Jagger.
where those mistakes are, and they better
let me
go
ask
for them,
you,
the
Jagger.
mistake makers.
Yeah.
What is the constitutional reason for borrowing?
For borrowing is for projects.
Yes.
Yes.
So which means when we have a debt portfolio of 12.5 trillion, like for example we do, what does that mean?
That means that we have got projects worth 12.5
It means that when you check within our economy, we have a development portfolio of the same amount. That we can say, this is the vote head in Parliament saying we borrowed 2 billion to build a roof in a school. We can find it.
Yes.
We borrowed.
It's too hot in
yes,
here.
I understand. we borrowed 200 billion from Exim Bank.
Yes.
For what? To build a road. We can find it. The problem we are saying is that we are borrowing for recurrent expenditure. That when you borrow to pay salaries, it's illegal. We are not supposed to. And the biggest problem is that you are borrowing without the approval of Parliament. So we are not bound or obliged by anything to pay that loan.
Okay.
So, and this domestic debt issue is the biggest problem we have. It's 60% of our whole...
I want us to move on from this topic.
Yes, but
before
we move on,
okay,
we are not going to ask President William Ruto to explain where the 9 trillion borrowed by Uhuru Kenyatta is and what projects they did. President William Ruto is going to explain any money he borrowed, what it did. But remember, this 3 trillion you are talking about as a new debt, it's not new debt. It's the interest on Uhuru's borrowing.
No.
So,
we have the numbers.
So,
you see,
I don't. It doesn't matter whether you have the numbers in your house. We want those numbers here.
There are things you can teach us, but not numbers.
Yeah.
Yes.
You and who?
You and who? As Safina, you can teach us.
By the way, by the way,
you can take us through propaganda, like in numbers.
By the way, I know Jimmy Wanjigi's numbers mesmerizes you. For us, that is arithmetic. We are beyond arithmetic. We are mathematicians.
You see,
and you better know that detail.
If you are a mathematician,
we are beyond arithmetic, and we are beyond addition and subtraction.
Who doesn't understand arithmetics?
Yeah.
What kind of a mathematician is that?
Okay, can we go on? Can we go on, please? Because this is
a simple thing.
So I should have been on this side. I should have been in the middle.
Don't worry, it's better here. This is my son. I will handle him very well.
Now, people of the internet.
Because I have never heard Simiyu come here and talk about the interest on these debts.
Yeah.
He wants the people out there who never went to school, who don't know about interest, who don't know about additions. He tells them, Uhuru left it at 9.
Why
it is
should
now,
we talk about
please
interest?
don't talk when I'm talking. I want to be heard. I want to be heard. I want to be heard.
Even
by
if interest is 1%.
You said that
no,
the gentleman is your elder.
If you are not going to let me talk, then I am going to walk out of here. I want to finish my statement, then he can talk.
Don't walk.
I have nothing to do
don't
here.
Walk, don't walk.
So that they finish it.
No, don't walk.
Please, no, Jagero, listen.
Okay.
You're not going to tell people out there that because Uhuru left 9, it is now 12.5. Ruto has borrowed 3.5. That is not a mathematics. Where is the interest? Where is the interest on that? So I think you need to be honest with the people.
Okay.
Interest on
No. Let's.
Okay. So when it is illegal debt, you don't want to count the interest.
Interest on
And let me tell you.
Motive.
No,
It is
Jagero.
motive.
Jagero, let us also know this.
Okay.
If you borrow money and you use it, you are not going to use a technicality of the illegal method you borrowed it not to pay. You are going to pay, but your country, which made that law you have broken, will punish you.
Okay.
That is how it works.
Okay.
You can't borrow money illegally and then come and claim illegality.
Let me give you South Africa as an example.
Okay.
No, let me tell you, Jagero.
Let us leave Kenya and go to South Africa.
Okay. You are not going to borrow money as Kenya.
Yes.
Then after you have borrowed and used the money, you go and claim that we borrowed it illegally, so we are not paying. Nobody is going to allow you that nonsense.
Let me get you some. Let me get you some coffee.
Get me some coffee.
This is
so let me take you to South Africa.
Okay.
In 1994.
Okay.
After they gained independence, they wrote off the debt that was taken during apartheid.
Okay. There is
on what grounds that the debt was not taken for the interest of the South Africans.
Okay.
It was taken to perpetuate apartheid. So it was wrote off.
Okay.
And they could argue that when the lender comes to Kenya, we have our constitution. What debt is that we can't see? I just told you our domestic debt is not in our books. So if Equity Bank owes us money that is not in our books, how can we pay that?
Okay.
If you are accountant today of political headache, goes and borrows money on behalf of political headache, but it does not reflect in the accounts of political headache.
Yeah.
Do you pay that?
No, ask Frank to pay.
Yes.
Jagero.
Frank will pay.
Okay.
Jagero.
Yes.
If you borrow money from me,
okay,
and it is not in your books, that is not your problem. That's not my problem. It is yours.
No.
It is the problem of Kenya. Please, why don't you let me talk? I'm talking to Jagero. What is wrong with this gentleman? Please don't bring with me with this guy again. You can't even make a statement. No, I'm not going to take this nonsense.
No.
Please, learn to listen. When I finish, you can talk. He get to arguments I don't want.
Go ahead.
Let's say this.
Okay.
If you borrow money from me, it is not in your books. That is not an excuse to come and tell me you are not paying me because it is not in your books.
Yeah.
If Kenya borrows money and it is not in Kenyan books, is that the lender's problem?
No.
It can't be. So this argument of Jimmy Wanjigi is his. He can deal with it at his level.
Can we go forward?
Yes. But it's not in books. It's not in books.
This is tough today, okay. But anyway, I'm going to go on. I'm going to soldier on. Kenya today is selling petrol at 214.25 Kenya shillings. Diesel is going for 242.92. Okay, in Tanzania, our neighbors, the same amount per liter is 205 and diesel is 211. Kampala, Uganda, the cost of petrol is 180 shillings and diesel varies from Kabalagala, Mukono or Entebbe or Mbarara. It varies. So the question I was asking Honorable Widi before we got into this place is that fuel comes from the port of Mombasa, goes all the way to Tanganyika. It is cheaper. Goes all the way to Mbarara. Go all the way. It is cheaper. We are wondering, why is it that fuel keeps getting higher and higher in Kenya? Before we talk about that, I want us to listen to the association and what they are saying about the fuel. Then I want to start with Mr. Widi and tell us. I mean, this is your government. Why are you in trouble? Is it there?
Next, because we cannot bow down until the government listens to us.
Yeah, the government tried to reach out to you.
The government has not reached us to. They've not reached out to us because we were waiting for them to talk to us. We've not heard anything from them. We heard the Minister for Finance talking about it, and he said that the prices will still continue going up. That is a threat to the country. So he needs to sit down and think for himself, because wherever we are going right now, it's going to cause the mess within the industry.
And then let's listen to Mbadi Mbadi, who is saying that today's strike was uncalled for.
And my concern is that we are trying to solve a global problem applying domestic means, which I think is not appropriate. In my view, I think the strike is completely uncalled for, even though the prices of petroleum products have risen. It's completely uncalled for because we need to understand why these prices have gone up. Number one, if you take the prices of petroleum products on the 28th of February, 2026, when the war broke out. I will give you just one example. The price of diesel, what they call the Platts price or index price, without adding the premiums, was at 642 per metric ton. Now that has risen today to 1,120 per metric ton. That is an increase of 76% of the prices. Now look at how the prices have changed in Kenya. That diesel, the price from February to now has risen by about 55%. Therefore, it means that already the government has absorbed about over 20% before you bring in the premiums to the price.
Mr. Honorable Doyowedi, what is going on with fuel in Kenya? I mean, we have had a lot of serious issues with the fuel, not just in Ruto's government, but all over. For a long time, we've always had problems with fuel. Why is fuel cheaper in Uganda more than it is in Kenya?
Let's start with this.
First
of all, we need to appreciate that the government did not increase any taxes on fuel after the crisis in the Middle East. The only component of the fuel price that raised the prices is the purchasing power from outside. Number one, I know you want me to answer the question of why is fuel cheaper in Uganda than in Kenya. Now let's see. Taxation regimes in Uganda and Kenya are different. Different countries tax their citizens differently. Kenyans tax fuels more than they tax pay as you earn. Uganda tax pay as you earn more than they tax fuel.
Okay.
So in Kenya, the tax component is higher on fuel, but in Uganda, the tax is higher on pay as you earn. So there's a difference from where different governments get their tax revenues.
Okay.
It so happens that Kenya, by some way or bad luck, their bigger tax comes from the fuels. And this is what the opposition has seized to compare. Number two, I have heard the argument of Uganda is landlocked and is far away. The transport component on fuel going to Uganda is only 4 shillings and 50 cents. It cannot amount to anything. In any case, the transport component of fuel coming to Nairobi is 3 shillings. The transport component of fuel going to Migori is 4 shillings and 50 cents. So it is not about Uganda must be paying more on transport. No. It's basically the same as what many other towns in Kenya pay. The only reason why they could be paying a little less are 2 things. They could be 3. One is taxation in Uganda. And somebody is going to ask me, why is Kenya taxing more? It is this parliament which passed that let us tax fuels more, but give our people pay as you earn at maximum 35. In Uganda, it's maximum 40. And the 40 in Uganda actually begins at a very low salary level. And we don't complain. If you go to Rwanda and Tanzania, their VATs, which is charged on almost every commodity sold in this country, is at 18. Kenyans was 16. So different countries, if the tax regime in Kenya was identical to that in those other countries, then we would complain, why is Kenya having higher fuel prices than those countries? Because the pricing is consisting of the purchase price of that fuel as it arrives, which is called landing, and the taxes charged on it. The other thing that, these countries have reserves, and they use their reserves before they factor in the new incoming fuel. There is something called Platts that they use in calculating the price of fuels in Kenya, in Uganda, and everywhere else. It is on record that Kenya is using the April one now. Uganda and Tanzania are still using the February one now. And you will not be surprised if in another month or two, those other countries will also have their fuel prices skyrocket. Today, Malawi has actually reached 500 shillings per liter as we speak.
500 Kenya shillings?
Yes, per liter. And they are not on the street because they are sensible enough to know that the factors that have brought the high prices in fuel is beyond Kenya government's ability to mitigate. It is because of the war in the Gulf. United States, the fuel has gone up by 75%. They know there is war and they are not on the street. They can only complain to their president, why do we have a war? But in Kenya, the opposition is misusing these international factors. Going to the streets to protest is actually trying to solve a global problem using street protests in your own country, destroying that very economy you are complaining about. The only thing that I could have agreed with is stakeholders to sit down. We are fuel resellers. We are finance ministry. We are transport consumers. And then we sit down and agree. Then the minister can explain to them why we have that level of tax on fuel, how that tax came from one point to another. But deciding that you are going to the streets because the tax is high. You hear Orengos, Jui, Kalonzo, they are talking without explaining to the people what I'm explaining to them now. Please, the people need to know the truth. They don't need the political rhetoric.
So the reason why fuel prices have gone up right now for the second time, right, is because of the war in Iran.
Because of the landing price of the fuel coming from Iran. Yes.
Mr.
I want you to ask Oidi.
Yeah. You can ask him.
No. It's your job. Hii swali imepotea. So.
But anyway, but what
I have remembered.
Okay.
For the first time, diesel is higher than petrol. I think he has an explanation.
Why should I have? I'm not the energy minister. I am not coming here as a fuel expert. I'm coming here as a politician who is going to explain to you the politics that is involved in the fuel.
But he has talked about tax regimes.
Yeah,
you are
I
not
know
a tax
it.
expert.
As a politician, no, I didn't say I'm an expert before I said that. I'm just helping you to know what you don't know.
If we are talking about
you just came here and told me how you are good in numbers.
So, if we are talking about things we are experts in, then I also expect you to answer this question.
But you know, Simiyu.
Yes.
You are too far from the mic.
You know,
people are saying.
Our government has done so many things to ensure that the fuel prices are stabilized.
Like,
they are like
subsidizing.
No. Do you know people talk of subsidizing? You think Kenya government picks money? The money comes from you. So even when we try to subsidize, it is still you who is going to pay. Let's just agree like this.
I'm just asking.
Yes.
Subsidizing.
So the government has already reduced the VAT on this by half, from 16 to 8%.
Even after reducing, how much percent of the total price pump price is taxes?
We know, I know, everybody else out there know.
No. For the sake of the audience.
Tell them. See, that if you think of the audience, you are the one talking. You are not going to interrogate me here. Tell them.
Tell us.
You told us how you are good in numbers.
We are having a conversation.
Yes.
Tell them. I don't know. Tell them.
More than 30%.
It's not even more than 30%. It's 40.
Yes.
So you don't even know, and you are here asking me.
No, I'm being.
You know, sometimes when you are on air and people are watching you, you don't want to embarrass yourself. You want somebody to answer you for you. You are
being conservative.
Okay, you're being conservative with the 30.
You can't be conservative with figures.
What is the question that is 30 and the way they say is 40? What is the question?
The biggest question, and I would like to jog there with his memory. In the run-up to the last election, we had this issue of fuel. And it was a big debate, campaign point. And the candidates were throwing around their solution to this predicament.
Yes.
And I remember Yvonne Okwara during the presidential debate that President Ruto had the grace to appear alone. Yvonne Okwara asked President Ruto, what do you think is wrong with our price of fuel? And what would you do as president? So President Ruto, in his wisdom, said that I think we need to interrogate the taxes on the price of fuel. And he actually went ahead and said, actually, fuel has something like 15 taxes. And I think he said we need to also look at VAT and scrap some levies, because that's what is making
fuel expensive.
So by so doing, he downplayed any external or global factors that can lead to increment of fuel price. And when he became president, in his own wisdom again, he went ahead and came up with something called G2G to cushion us from these external shocks.
Gangster to gangster.
Yes.
Government to government.
Yes.
That's what they were calling it here yesterday.
It is okay.
It is okay.
So, because you see, you need a smear campaign against an incumbent to remove him.
Okay, go ahead.
So, why did we come up with these things? Because President Ruto said that the oil marketers have become a cartel that are hiking price fuels at will. They have become a cartel, and in his quest to fight and demolish the cartel is to come up with something called government to government. So that it's governments that will be negotiating oil prices, so that in case of this war, Kenyans do not feel the heat. And we have that arrangement in place. Regardless of that, the heat is here. That for the first time since independence, we can have an increment in the price of fuel with 40 shillings. It has never happened. So, the question we ask, as the Kenyan people, that why did we even have a G2G deal? And again, the question...
You can't ask one question in so many words. Don't you let us respond, then you can ask more.
I have just spoken for a minute, and you've spoke for 5 minutes. Okay.
Let him finish.
I am not going to interrupt him.
I am afraid. I'm afraid that we are still going back to the last conversation. Because the question that should be on our table is, why do we need more taxes? Because of government expenditure, right? That we have to fund the government to run its operations. So when we look at government expenditure, which item on the government expenditure is taking more money? And that item is the reason why we need more taxes. So any attempt to reduce the amount of tax denies us money to fund that item. That item is dead. So the pain we are going through, the reason why people are on the streets today, the reason why we have lost close to 10 young people to gunshot wounds today, is because of that item on the expenditure of government, which is dead. That's why we are saying, the reason why you see people asking us, why are you talking about this, not talking about these other problems? Because those are symptoms of a bigger problem. And so, Odoyo must understand that we can talk all we want. We can try to prove our points all we want. But at the end of the day, this problem is here with us, for us and for our children. Therefore, we need to sort it. Otherwise, fuel will keep on increasing. Because when you check at our obligations, our projections on how we are going to spend in the next financial year, and you look at our ability to raise finances, it points to a grim picture of taxes raising more, which means that fuel is more likely to go up more than it is. And because they are being conservative with the truth, we need to put them in their eyes. And therefore, all these problems can only be solved with one agenda. And that agenda, you see, allow me to brag.
Okay.
We have an agenda that no one can run away from. Whether you are in government or opposition, you will always come on this table. And my friend Odoyo would want to downplay this. Even Ruto, wherever he is, he knows that this is his problem.
Debt.
Yes. Today, he posted when he was in Azerbaijan.
Okay. Baku.
Yes. He was trying to say that he's negotiating with Azerbaijan in the sector of energy, gas, and all that. But those are when your cloth is torn. Hakuna namba ya viraka inaweza rudisha hiyo nguo kuwa mzuri. You have to look for a way of getting a new cloth. Our only way of dealing with this mess, and for you to know that it's a big mess, it's one of the 10-point agenda. It's one of the things that Mbadi, before he started shouting, he said that when he gets into office as CS, he will do a publication of a debt register so that we can see that this is what we borrowed, this is who we owe, this is the voter head. It is 2 years now. He is only shouting because he knows that's where our problem is.
Why do you think that the government is hiding all this information?
Because it's an illegality. Showing us, it means that we do not even have to pay. Because the Public Finance Management
Act. everybody in government, the MPs are not seeing this thing and is not asking. The parastatals are seeing this thing and not asking. Everybody is seeing this thing and they are not asking.
So when
we are effectively in the dark.
Who are the biggest beneficiaries? Because someone must be benefiting. 60% of this issue is domestic. When we say domestic, who lends to government? It's banks.
Banks.
Pension funds. Who are the owners of banks and pension funds? It's the same people in this country who are benefiting from this government. So when you say you are going to audit...
Somebody said that is Uhuru Kenyatta.
You see, he could just be a player, one of the people. But the bank community is the biggest beneficiary of our illegal debt. Because we are paying an illegality. So an attempt to audit this debt is sending them out of business. So it needs a bold man.
A dictator?
No, a bold leader.
Jimmy Wanjigi?
No, I do not know why you want to see boldness synonymous to my party leader. It's a compliment. Because
you don't.
You also don't want him to be bold.
I'm saying he has seen boldness as being synonymous to the name of my party leader. And I can tell you that we are the only party under the roof of Kenya that
I thought you were going to say South of Limpopo.
No. Yes. So people might be talking about how oil is expensive elsewhere. And my friend has tried to talk about it. Even if their taxation on oil is cheaper, they still have to pay to... there is that transport expense. It's not reflecting. It's our own taxes. And I have told you why we need to check our taxes. We have our own internal mechanism of bringing down the price of fuel. Because the price of fuel has a knock-off effect on everything. On transportation, on storage, on manufacturing, even production of electricity. That's why today there is an increment on the price of tokens. I don't know if you are aware. Because in the production of our electricity, we need diesel. So Kenyans must understand that this is a system that has to be dismantled. This is why we are saying Ruto must go. Not because we hate him. Because he's a Kenyan who deserves to be loved. But this is not a love affair. It's about our lives. It's about someone who can solve this problem. And we are saying, Mr. President, thank you very much for being here for 5 years. You have done all you have done. Please take a rest. Let us give Jimmy Wanjigi a chance to liberate Kenya. Because as I wind up, so that my brother...
Yes, in finishing, because I need to bring Widi on. Because I want to ask him the question. All these things that people like Jimmy Wanjigi and everybody saying, are they all false?
So, and there is, for you to know that it's not false, that is a discussion government cannot dare to bring. Because now it will open up Pandora's box, a can of worms. So you have to come on the table with the documents proving that this is not correct. Tomorrow, you would have seen John Badi discrediting those numbers. He has not done it. You will see the only thing they can respond to is theatrics about tribal politics. But real issues, they cannot, especially the number side. So, a little history for the people to get the context. That we have had several sections of struggle. When people were fighting for independence, they were fighting for two things: our political liberation and the economic liberty. Political liberation was because we are under Mzungu. We are being led by an outsider. We need to be in charge of our own affairs. Economic came from the aspect of land. That's where we grow that's where we rear our cattle, we grow our crops. That's our living. That's economic. So when Mzungu went, those two things should have been the achievement of Kenya. But because the people looking for independence had no agenda beyond Mzungu going, it all became a theater. Jaramogi was leaning to the east, Tom Mboya west, Bildad Kagia was a communist, and we dismantled our system. So the system of Mzungu kept on growing because now the people who took over leadership.
So what are we doing in Bildad Kageya Mzungu? Please, you have said you have made your point for 3 hours. Let's now talk.
Okay.
He's worried that I am dismantling him.
So what is Bildad Kageya dismantling?
You are seriously injecting. He's not.
No, what is Bildad Kageya injecting?
So I'm just saying that we have had struggles. That was independence. So we have had a struggle about democracy from 1982, repealing of Section 2A and getting the 2010 Constitution. Those are political rights. Our democracy, which is here now, we are on a podcast, we can criticize government. The next form of struggle is people affording their lives.
Okay.
And this is the impediment. Dead.
I want to ask Honorable Doyo, what is going on? Why can't the government come out clearly and answer the questions that are being asked? Questions about debt, questions about borrowing, all these things.
Jagero, don't just say question about. Ask me that specific question. I will tell you what answer to expect. But you see, you know, sometimes the problem with Simiyu. Simiyu has no sense of relativity.
Come closer to the mic, please.
You know, sense of relativity. When you begin to compare figures during Moi and figures during Ruto, I think you lack sense of relativity. That this idea of fuel increase by 40% had never been seen in Kenya since independence. The same way, the kind of war where Strait of Hormuz is blocked has never been seen. So there are things that are there for the first time, they cause problems which are also there for the first time. When you look at figures during Moi and you want to compare with figures during Ruto, you lack sense of relativity. You lack sense of value. What was the value of the shilling then? What is the value now? Then, I think I am not going to talk about very many things. But I also want to look at you saying that, you know, Uhuru left a debt of 9 trillion, but you want Ruto to take responsibility. You know, you want freedoms to get. Those freedoms are got by proper legislation which is taken care of. Not by changing leaders and still having the same policies, laws, and regulations in place. So you should be fighting in parliament so that we have a way of regulating how new debts are borrowed, how old debts are paid. You can even put a limit in budget if you choose to, so that we have a proper country for the future. But when you want to come and throw somebody out who has not broken the existing law, because there are certain things you don't like, which happened even before he came into power, I think the obsession with replacing him is overriding common sense. Let's just say we have a lot of debt in Kenya, we are being unable to pay it, and so how do we deal with it? How do we deal with it going forward? How do we stop further borrowing? How do we pay what we have already borrowed? What timeline do we give ourselves for being a debt-free? But I don't know how we are going to be debt-free when I see no country in the world is there. Kenya would be the first country to be debt-free. So debt will always be there. How we deal with it, we can talk about. One thing that I do agree, we may have to deal with how we budget. We can't be budgeting over and above what we can have and collect. That we need to do something about. And I think it is being done. So, my brother, if there is any question of yours that you asked that I don't remember because you talked for so long,
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
What do you think the government should do about the skyrocketing oil prices? Should we do what Uhuru did by bringing in subsidy? What should happen?
Oh, you have reminded me about Uhuru's subsidy.
Yes.
It is good you have reminded me. Uhuru's subsidy was a very cheeky subsidy. First of all, Uhuru realized the fuel prices was skyrocketing. What did he do? Before even we were told what the fuel is going to cost, he created artificial shortage. When you create an artificial shortage to fuel, people are diverted from looking at the price. They start looking at availability. People start looking for money to buy fuel. They look for where to find fuel. And the pain of not finding fuel now become more painful than the pain of paying more for it. And that is how Uhuru diverted us from noticing that fuel was 250. Then, before the next April release of the fuel prices, he introduced subsidy. And he knew very well that subsidy is not sustainable, but he knew elections were around the corner. As soon as we get into elections, he will leave Kenyans with debt, and he will leave the new incoming president to deal with the skyrocketed fuel prices. That is the cheeky way in which Uhuru dealt with this. But it is unfortunate that nobody wanted to let him take his responsibility in this. I had one lady called Martha Karua. She had posted in her social media accounts, both of them, that the last time Kenyans had attack on their economic life using fuel prices was 29 years ago during Moi. And she even posted a newspaper cutting of the fuel increases. Do you know? Those fuels increased by 50 cents, which was becoming 2% increase in fuel price during Moi in 1997 June. But this very Karua was present when fuels increased by 10% during the Kibaki regime in 2008. This Karua was present when fuels increased during Uhuru's regime twice, first by 10%, and this other one that almost went 80%, and then he introduced subsidies. So when you look at that, I am bringing those historical facts to tell you that the campaign against President William Ruto today is tribal, to say the least. Because Martha Karua did not complain about fuel increases during Kibaki nor during Uhuru. But he's taking us back to Moi and jumping us back to Ruto. And that is
Martha Karua ran against Uhuru. Martha Karua was with 2017. Where was she?
2017.
She was not for Uhuru. So, just the hierarchy of the best presidents in economic matters. The highest one is Mwai Kibaki. The following is Moi. Then Kenyatta. Then Uhuru. Then Ruto. That's the hierarchy of how presidents have performed in terms of economy. Why am I?
Where did you get those figures from?
But also the question that I asked Mr. Odoyo, Honorable Odoyo, that he did not answer.
No, I just lost it. Just ask me.
Yeah. How do we go forward with the issue of fuel?
Let me tell you, Jagero, let's not behave like fuel going to 242 when we, in 2012, we are buying it 250 and what was it there?
2012. Have we bought
2022.
Have we ever bought fuel?
You have never owned a car na Nyamaza.
No.
I myself bought fuel for 250 and it wasn't there. We were looking for it behind the estates in Vibuyu. See, I explained to you that Uhuru Kenyatta actually created artificial shortage to that's propaganda, to divert attention from the price, to create attention on the availability.
Is it the same thing happening?
Now,
Yes.
there's no shortage now.
Okay.
It's fuel. It's only that it is expensive. And why it is expensive, everybody knows. From Todonyang to River Limpopo, they know. They know why we have the high cost of fuel. But we must also hope that sooner or later the crisis in the Gulf will be solved. Introducing new costs in our lives is something that comes from time to time with the natural phenomenon. Unfortunately, this one is artificial. Even when COVID came, different costs and which are very high were introduced in our lives. In fact, I'm sure if that thing happened during Ruto, people would have gone to the streets to protest. These people would have gone to the streets to protest.
I do not think there is any president who has had a smooth sailing in office.
God.
This kind of propaganda is very misleading. Because you remember, let me start where my memory serves me very well. Mwai Kibaki came in a very popular president with votes at 65%. Less than 2 years later, he lost a referendum to Raila Odinga. The election was highly distributed. He had to yield half of his government. Look at Uhuru Kenyatta. We had Isaac Hassan must go, the Eurobond. It was all helter-skelter, maandamano, Thursdays and Tuesdays. Look, Uhuru did not have a smooth sailing in office, except the few from 2018 where he had a handshake. William Ruto is not different. Kenyans have always exerted pressure on their leaders. The reason why I am against subsidies is because what is the source of subsidy? It's usually taxes.
Same citizens.
Same citizens or debt. You either borrow or take tax. There is no other. Maybe a grant is not a...
And there is no money lying somewhere waiting for those subsidies.
Yeah, which I agree. That when you go and borrow 6.2 billion to come and subsidize fuel, that's a debt you have taken. It's a loan. If the increment of the price of this commodity is as a result of the pressure to pay loans, and for you to cool pressure is by borrowing more loans, then I wonder if that is a strategy to get out of this whole issue. The other issue I have, which I want Kenyans to understand very well, is that we are circumventing around a problem. You can see there is no clarity in Odoyo with telling you how to deal with it. He's saying hope. Let's hope that the war will end. As if when the war
that's
ends,
how it is. Just like drought.
So
you say, I hope the drought will end.
You see, hope is not a strategy. You better hope that your strategy works. But you do not hope. You do not make hope your strategy.
That's something we have had too many times. Actually,
yes,
it's not new.
Yes. Yeah. There is nothing new under the sun. So you know that. You cannot reinvent the wheel. So, I am proposing a radical way of solving this problem.
Good. That would be great. And you share it with Jimmy.
No, it's
he shares it here first.
Why should I share with the owner of the strategy?
Okay.
You remember we have had a committee called Co-Intent. I want you to pay attention.
I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention.
You are responding to WhatsApp messages.
No. I'm not responding to WhatsApp messages. I'm setting up the call. People are about to start calling. So I'm connecting to the machine there.
You should be doing that before the show starts.
No.
Please don't waste this time for debate, talking nonsense with this guy.
No, it's a break.
It's a break.
Yeah, you don't bombard Kenyans with a lot of jargon.
Okay.
So, we had a committee called Co-Intent that has been gallivanting the country in the guise of implementing the 10-point agenda. And one of the points in the 10-point agenda is auditing. Get my words very clearly.
Yes.
It is not hoping that it works. It's auditing public debt, which we thought it will actually happen. And you remember, after the publishing...
Did Ruto ever promise Kenyans that he's going to audit this debt in any of his...
Yes.
He did.
I even have a video. And he said it in Kiswahili, kwamba amechagua jopo maalum ya kufanya uchunguzi, hii madeni hii ni gani, na nani alikopa, na ilifanya nini. You see, that was a very big contradiction from what he said when he was deputy president in 2014. He said that he knows why they are borrowing. He knows what they will do with it. So, later on when he's president, ako na jopo maalum ya kufanya uchunguzi mbona inakopwa. So, hiyo ni mambo ya ajabu. So what I'm saying is we have a problem. And you have found out that no matter what we talk about, whether health, whether it's education, whether it's jobs, whether it's what, it takes us back here. So any agenda you come up with, whether you say that you will provide free education for Kenyans as your campaign agenda, the following question is, where will you get the money? Because we can see our balance sheet. When you look at our balance sheet, it shows the expenditure side and the income side. So where is the surplus? Like today, people are talking about a finance bill, which despite our pain, our struggle, we are supposed to cough 200 billion more from our pockets in this finance bill to fund the budget. Which means that in our budget, we have a deficit. That our income as it is today is not enough. So Kenyans have to cough 200 billion more with the kind of pain that we have. So Kenyans must be told to understand, what deficit are we covering? What are we going to fund? Because they need to know, as it is today, how much tax are we giving? What is our budget? Now, when we give 200 billion more, suppose we do, how much more is deficit? And how do we finance it? You see, we have a budget of 4.8 trillion. Our projected revenue is 2.5 trillion. Our finance bill is raising 200 billion. So how do we raise the rest?
Okay.
It means we are going to borrow. When we borrow, it will increase our taxes higher. And we should expect fuel to go up again. So, jameni, Wakenya wenzangu.
We need to take the calls from the people of the internet right about now. People of the internet, wherever you are watching us from, we are ready to take your calls, whether you are calling us by WhatsApp, you are calling us through the normal line. Normal line is very favorable, by the way, if you're actually in Kenya. That would be very nice because, Frank, that is clear, yeah? Yeah, so if you are able to call us through the line, that would be very nice. For people who are outside the country, you can definitely call us through WhatsApp. So the number should be on the screen. Please, before you call us, please make sure that you've muted the device from which you are watching. All right, and also please do not put us on loudspeaker because we will not be able to hear properly. I can't hear myself. Are we already there? I don't know whether is it okay? There we go. So we are going to be taking the calls. Ms. Jedwongo, we always take our calls here and talk to the people of the internet and ask them, hello there, how are you doing?
Yes, good evening. How are you? I'm calling from Dubai.
Yeah, you're calling from Dubai. What's your name? And okay, Dubai. Okay, great.
My name is Tamit, and I've been following through from the start of this conversation until now.
Okay.
You know, one of the things that oligarchs get annoyed about is when you talk about auditing and taking action against the illegal debt.
Okay.
The illegal debt is the actual cancer that we Kenyans we are facing.
Okay.
And anybody who stands on the way when people raise the questions of auditing the debt and taking action against it, they must be beneficiaries. In other countries like kama hii sasa, anything called corruption, if your name is mentioned, you disappear from the face of that country. You cannot protect the oligarchs. A few are exploiting the majority, and yet you want to have your way out. The illegal debt, as the Safina, what is the name? What's the name? Yasimia said, it must be cancelled. However, we need to know actually what must be the repercussions after that, because also we need to understand so that we don't lead to the way one of these South African countries,
Okay.
Thank you. That's my contribution.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. And I hope you are doing well over there in Qatar.
I'm in Dubai.
All right.
Yeah.
Caller, hello, how are you? Where are you calling us from? And what's your name?
Good evening, Jagero. How are you?
Yeah, good evening to you too. Where are you calling us from? What's your name, sir?
My name is Noel Brown, and I'm calling from Nairobi.
All right.
I want to engage you. Simiyu, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
I want you to explain to me.
You want to?
I want you to explain to me your position as a senior party.
Yes.
Okay.
If you will honor any audience debt.
How we will?
How they will deal with audience debt when perchance they become the ruling party of the country.
Yes, and my main question is specifically on the domestic debt.
Okay.
How do we deal with the domestic debt and keep our economy surviving?
Okay. I think you can note that down and then you will answer later. Thank you very much. You can call us on 254-1037-84270. Okay. Hello, how are you? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Jagero, this is Odhiambo from Kakamega.
This is Odhiambo from Kakamega, the silent listener to every conversation.
Say hi to Simeon, say hi to Odoyo.
Yes. Do you agree with Odoyo, by the way? Start.
I have said many things, Bwana.
No. Are you agreeing with Odoyo on several things that he has talked about? He said that the issue of fuel and everything else is tribal. He said that he hopes that fuel goes down. He said a lot of things. What do you agree with him on?
Okay, you'll give me latitude of time to educate Odoyo on a few things.
Okay, in a summarized way.
In a very short while, huh?
Okay.
Okay, number one, Odoyo has talked about Uganda and the issue of pay. Let me tell Odoyo the actual figures in Uganda.
Okay. Go ahead, we can hear you.
Any amount between 235,000 to 335,000 Uganda shillings, they tax at 10%.
Okay.
Any amount above 410,000, they tax at 30%.
Okay.
In Uganda is at 18% in most of goods and services.
Okay.
But it is zero rated, and this applies to exported goods and services and specified essential items to encourage international trade.
Okay.
VAT is exempted in unprocessed agricultural products, health and medical services, educational services,
okay,
financial services,
okay,
and certain petroleum products.
All right.
VAT is exempted on those. So if you look at the cost of transporting fuel, Odoyo has talked about the cost of transporting fuel.
Okay.
The cost of transporting fuel from Mombasa to Uganda by road cost between $75 to $89 per cubic meters. By pipeline, it costs at 89 per cubic meters.
Okay.
And via the Kisumu port,
okay,
it costs $20 to $40, and that is the route that the Ugandans has chosen. That's why their diesel is at 174 shillings. Yeah. If you transport this fuel to Migori, you're saying it costs at around 4 shillings. Yeah. Transporting fuel to Migori by road costs between 15 to 20 shillings per kilometer per ton.
Later, then we can compare with the pricing. What is this?
Which translates to about 300 to 400 shillings.
Per liter.
Why are you talking like Mbadi? Talk like he's saying that you are talking about cubic per liter. He's not understanding.
We want the cost of transporting fuel per liter. Then we can have yes.
Yes, to Migori is 15 to 20 shillings per kilometer per ton.
Okay.
Which translates to about 300 to 400 shillings per 1,000 liter.
Okay, great.
Per 100 kilometers.
So it becomes same thing, 4 shillings and 50 cents per liter.
Yeah.
Per 100. So the distance between Mombasa to Migori is 1,050 kilometers.
I want to ask you is this: how do we get out of this?
Yes.
Do you have an idea of how we get in finishing?
You know, the guy as Google is reading things from the Google without understanding.
No.
It's not on the Google, Odoyo. It's not on the Google. This is a research, and I can give you for Rwanda, I can give you for Tanzania, and I can give you for Burundi and Congo.
Going forward, what do you think we should? How do we deal with the fuel issue?
Number one, the fuel issue is Square Ruto's problem because he has brought this upon himself. How to deal with it is very simple. Let us know our taxes. Tell us what about the 3 billion we are doing on tax levy, what has done. Come and tell us the 3 trillion.
Okay.
Where the 3 billion has gone.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate your opinion. Thank you very much. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Jagero. Thanks for receiving my call.
Yes. What's your name and where are you calling us from? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, what is your name and where are you calling us from? What do you have to say about the fuel issue today?
My name is Mark Mwima from Nairobi.
Okay.
Yes, first of all, hi to you guys there. And this thing about fuel is caused by just one thing, and that is debt, which was articulated very well by the party leader of Safina.
Okay.
Because there's no way, like over half of our revenue goes to pay fuel.
I don't know.
Correctly, because if you can clear this debt that we don't understand how they were taken, and we don't even understand how we benefit from them, then it will be very easier for us to not spend money where we're not supposed to spend, because the guys that took the money are there and they are not dead, so they should just be followed. Let us audit so that we don't spend money on things they're not supposed to.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you calling and talking to us. I want to allow you to answer the question that you were asked in very briefly. Nyinyi watu wa Safina Party mnapenda kuongea sana.
Yes. My point is home.
All right. Thank you very much.
How are we going to deal with the debt?
Okay.
First thing is suspend payment.
Okay.
Pending an audit. Once you have an audit, you know what's legal to pay and what's illegal. That's the surest way of dealing with it. The people who are afraid of an audit, they know the illegalities that have been perpetuated over time. So this is why, and people need to know that today when you buy 1 liter of fuel, you are funding an illegitimate debt payment. Because the increment in the prices is because the government has pressure of paying 800 billion that is needed to be paid before June this year. And the projected revenue collection in the same period of time is only 500 billion.
Okay.
So the government is looking for 300 billion before June.
Okay.
That's why you see fuel going up
And the token, when you use 500 shillings, you only buy 14 units.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing fine.
Yeah, I want you to just listen in as we talk, as Mr. Simiu finishes, and then we will get you online. Just stay on hold. Thank you.
I'm saying that the reason why we have to spend more at the pump is because the government is facing maturities that are coming in before June.
Okay.
So the government is running short because the regular taxes is only projected at 500 billion before June.
Okay.
And it has obligations to pay 800. So it has a shortfall of 300 billion. So how do you raise the 300? You increase diesel, which is consumed by more people than petrol.
Okay.
So that's why for the first time you
because
see,
of factories and industries.
Yes. So everyone.
Okay.
So you increase the revenue collection. It becomes a very big pillar of tax collection for the exchequer. This pain and pressure put on the consumer is not so that they can get benefit. It's because there is a debtor, a creditor somewhere who is waiting for his money that was borrowed illegally. So that's why we are saying the surest way of dealing with this mess is audit. Then and you will see the illegalities. You will see that we are not supposed to be going through this pressure. It's an illegitimate debt.
Okay.
It's an illegitimate debt.
All right. Hello, how are you doing? Tell us what's your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello, Dennis Kogo calling from Kitale, Kenya.
Kitale, Kenya.
Yes, I've been following the interview since for the start.
Okay.
First of all, I want to agree with Otoyo that this matter of fuel has taken different shift in that now people are taking it into a tribal perspective.
Okay.
Right away from the way I listen to this guy right from the Interior Minister. Time to portray that the people's matter which has been there, people are not speaking because it is about William Ruto.
Okay.
One thing which I've seen among all these guys, and of course the politics of Republic of Kenya, is just revolving on tribalism.
Okay.
Which of course we need to do away with that. What Odoyo which is just telling us is what exactly the most people, the most political class are trying to divide us along the political
So you're saying that we, even if the fuel prices are rising as it is, Kenyans should not go to the streets and protest about it. They should.
No. What I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying what Otoyo is saying is that what the political class are trying to put us, this is not the position of a common minority.
Okay.
So I have been listening to you, the infant leader from yesterday. What exactly those guys are saying are the exact issues which Kenyans are facing.
Okay.
In that they are taxing more on fuel so that they can get money to pay the debt.
Okay.
So long as the ODB and his class of politicians are not addressing the issue of debt, we are not going anywhere. And even if Ruto is going to be removed and replaced anybody else who does not deal with the issues of debt, then the same problem is still going to arise, and Kenyans are going to speak anyway, because the political class, the tribal leaders are not addressing the issue of economy which we are facing.
Thank you very much. We have to take another call, please. Thank you very much. Hello, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you, Jagero?
We are very, very well. What's your name and where are you calling us from, sir?
My name is Maurice Ochieng.
Okay.
Calling from Nairobi.
All right.
Question to me, Joachim.
All right.
Good evening.
You guys are saying that they want to take over the reins of power in 2027.
Okay.
My question is this: what number do they expect to win in the how do you call it, in the parliament and the senate?
What is the question?
Like how do they expect to get power without numbers in the parliament and in senate?
How do they want to get power without numbers in parliament?
Yes, and in the Senate.
Okay, but elections have not happened, right?
But in the do you know why I'm saying that in the recent past?
Okay.
We've had a number of by-elections. These guys have not even filled even one candidate in this by-election just to show their strength in the ground.
That is a question that they have been asked over and over again. But even Diambo was asking them the other day, how do
tell them to stop.
You are so afraid you can't even front an MCA.
No.
I mean,
tell them to stop wasting people's time.
Not in the by-election.
No. Stop wasting.
We are not going to field any by-election. We will wait for the.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
You know the reason why Raila was able to negotiate with.
No, we are not going to negotiate. So you see, you are pegging.
That ignorance of yours, you know, you're not ignorant of yours that you shouldn't even talk, my friend.
No. We are not in a position to negotiate. We are going to the election in 2020. No, that's not a question. It's a statement.
It is a question.
It's a question. You might have good ideologies, but how will you implement these ideologies without numbers in parliament?
Yeah.
No,
he's talking about numbers
has
in
the
parliament.
election happened?
In Langata, let's say for example, in Langata, people.
The general election.
Please, we want to hear this another time. What is wrong with this man?
No, don't shout.
Why? We want to listen to the ask
from
of the
Homa Bay
question.
like shouting.
No, listen. We
I'm not from Homa Bay,
The people from Homa
Bay. I'm not from Homa Bay. I'm from Siaya.
From what on Kosovo?
Well, don't call me with this thing again. I want decorum.
Let's
watu wa Sinakuru hawa.
Kelele tupu. Hii watu
kelele mingi.
Kelele bwana. Wanapiga kelele bwana. All right, people of the internet, please call us again. Let's
look at this one. You know, I've been quiet for so long.
Yes. You want to say something?
Yeah. You know, dawa ya deni kulipa.
Closer to the mic.
Do not make Kenyans believe that they can run away from a debt Kenya borrowed. It doesn't matter who was the rogue president who borrowed it and scattered it away the way Uhuru cutted away Eurobond. It doesn't matter. We will pay because that was our president. We allowed him to be in office.
But it is also interesting that your president, Mr. Ruto, has not taken any steps to make sure that the money that was cutted by Uhuru is gallivanting here, giving some of that money to Matiang'i and the rest of them, Pauline Njoroge. I mean, why is he not going after them, Mr. Odoyowidi? Why?
I also would like to know. So, okay. Number two. Wait. Number two. Okay. You know, Simiyu brought here a case of giving the president hierarchy. It was Kibaki, then Sijui. First of all, there's something called monitoring and evaluation.
Okay.
There's also measurement and evaluation. When you want to evaluate performance, you must consider the entry level.
Okay.
Kibaki looked like he was a very good president because he came in after Moi had been there for 24 years with the old constitution, which allowed him to literally lord over us.
Okay.
So when Kibaki came,
Lord what?
Please keep quiet.
Lord over us.
Lord over us.
Yes.
So when Kibaki came, after Section 2A had been repealed, and therefore becoming president was now competitive. First of all, he was under obligation to behave well.
Okay.
Number two, he came up with a lot of Kenyans' goodwill. People were even willing to help him govern. Nobody was even willing to oppose Kibaki because he came in after a time when we believed we were under tyranny. So it is very difficult to evaluate that one with somebody who came in after another democratically elected president had come into office. That explains why sometimes when I hear people say, I want to take my child to Alliance, they pass. What is the entry level at Alliance? The girls who go to Alliance or boys are those who have passed top in their previous schools. And the ones who go to these other schools, teachers are supposed to teach them when they went there with DE and D- to pass again. So look at the entry level. So when you are doing evaluation, entry level, wakati aliingia, what was the situation? When he was getting out, what is the situation. So don't just come here and evaluate because you hear street talk. I told you here in the opening that do not come here to argue with things you have read on social media, you have without fact checking, without having figures to back your statement. So
hello, how are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Political headache.
I want to put you on hold as Mr. Doyo finishes answering the question, and then you will come on, please. Just be on hold.
Okay.
Yeah, then there was this referendum that Raila defeated Kibaki. The referendum was not Kibaki's. Referendum was not an election of Kibaki. Referendum was a case of Kenyans choosing between two positions. The fact that Raila took to lead one did not mean Kibaki took to lead the other.
Okay.
No. Raila literally took to lead the no, and the no got out over the other side because he was feeling that he was not part of this. So I don't think the referendum was a contest between Raila and Kibaki.
Okay, let's listen to this caller. How are you doing? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, this is Samuel from Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to contribute to the political.
Yeah,
today Kenya at a standstill.
Fuel and the prices and the odious debt. Odious debt was not my agenda, but Simiyu has forced it down our throats.
You mean anything other than odious debt?
Go ahead.
The bigger reason why I think that Kenya is at a standstill is because of this debt thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is true that Kenya is getting, our leaders are getting chances of stealing money because, for example, right now, when they have tabled the finance bill and they have not included the targeted borrowing domestic, so it means they are giving their chance allowance to borrow, and then at the same time they are not going to public debt. And I think it's not only in the borrowing, also in terms of payment. I think Kenya debt some.
Go ahead.
So, and there's this thing that Mr. Doris keep on saying that we have to pay debt whether the president that took it was wrong or not. We go with the law. If we elect a president who goes and do the audit and then he tells us this was borrowed wrongly, this correctly, then ask us as Kenyans, do you want to pay this wrong debt or not? We will say no, and that's the final.
All right, thank you very much.
Mr. Jagero,
yes,
let me help with this.
Yes, hello, how are you doing?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. I want to put you on hold and give Mr. Odoyodi just 1 minute to clear the air, and then we will go back and talk with you. Thank you very much. Be on hold. Yes, Mr. Odoyodi.
When I said dawa ya deni ni kulipa,
okay,
I meant it. The debt that was borrowed under international law, not the Kenyan law. So when you borrow external debt, then that is
that's misinformation.
Please just wait. You will say even after I finish.
Which section of our constitution says
you will talk about that when I finish.
People should not be misled.
Let me tell you, if we are not misleading.
No, you are misleading people.
Nobody.
But you can also come after you have finished.
We don't borrow.
You can also come after you have finished.
Yes. What is this thing of interrupting people all the time? Please grow up. Stop being primitive.
No, I am already grown.
No, you are not grown. You are behaving like
you see.
Why can't somebody finish? Then you bring your own things.
Why should you finish a misinformation?
I think we stop and go. We are wasting time here. And don't bring me here with this one. Can you just close your mouth and the statements get to the end? Then we continue.
We have a guest that is listening into your squabble.
It is okay. That's part of the debate. Let me tell you. Okay. I am telling Kenyans today.
Okay.
Any money borrowed in the name of Kenya will be paid. If anybody borrowed it illegally, Kenya has the means and power to punish that man, even surcharge him.
Okay.
Yes, but you are going to say that was illegal.
Get the money from him and then pay the debt.
Yes, even this Imwajigi every day, odious debt, don't pay. Kenya has no power not to pay a debt. Even if that person was a Kenyan, If I bought treasury bonds, you will pay me.
Okay.
It is not my duty. And you see, if Kenya borrowed money and then used it,
okay,
that means they have to pay for it. It is upon you, the citizens who are saying it was wrong, to have flagged that guy in time.
Okay.
That this debt is wrong.
All right. Simi, what you say?
But don't be cheated. You will pay.
Because we have got somebody.
He brought up the example of South Africa.
You see,
You see, apartheid was declared illegal. So everything about it could be legal.
Okay.
But there is no other country that you can say some debts were not paid. They will pay.
Okay.
I don't know why it is so emotional in this.
It is emotional because you interrupt people. It's very nauseating.
It is in politics. People even fight.
If I also bring it up, because I know I'm even louder than you, you will not even be able to talk.
I have not.
You will not even be able to talk. And let me demonstrate it to you now. Let me demonstrate it to you now. You will not be able to talk. So either you see sense or we get out.
Can we have got a guest online.
The
Can we have some
the guest knows how we behave.
Are you still there, our guest?
Our guest, this is how we behave when we are tired.
So, there is stipulated guiding principle.
Okay.
On how Kenyan government should borrow under our laws. That's why there exists something called Public Finance Management Act. That our drafters of the Constitution imagined a rogue government in place and provided guiding principles to why that government should borrow. So our obligation to pay is pegged on that principle. That we are not saying we can't pay. No, we are saying we only pay what is legal in our law.
Okay.
So I don't know which section of the international law says that we should not pay.
That is well clear. Let's talk to the caller. Hello, how are you doing? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Hello, good evening. This is George from Kisumu.
Okay.
Yes, I just want to put in my contribution. I don't know why these experts from ODM are talking at the people of the internet.
Okay.
To Kapina Party and Mr. Simeyo.
That is a tribalist who think every law is from ODM.
But you also should have decorum. Let him answer. Let him talk. He's saying that he's offended by you saying that he's from ODM.
So I was saying, I don't know why the Kapina Party, they don't want to form a coalition. I had Mr. Ondigi's interview yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't want to partner with the likes of Gachagua and Betenyoro, and it is well clear that the governments are formed through proper coalition. So if they don't want to partner with the ODM experts, who then do they want to partner with to form the government? Because they can't form government alone.
Okay. He will answer that. Thank you very much. Hello, how are you doing? Hello, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Martin and I'm calling from Kiambu.
You're calling from?
Kiambu.
All right, go ahead. What do you think about the fuel prices? What do you think about the ODS debt that we're discussing today?
I've joined the podcast a bit late, but I don't know if the question was asked. If it was not asked, allow me to ask it now. Help me ask Oboyo why back when President Ruto, as the deputy then president, was claiming that the issue of hiking of fuel prices was not about the Ukraine thing. He was complaining about the taxes. And then now, it's when you see the likes of Murkomen coming up and saying that it is a political thing, tribal, like from Gachagua. Why is it that now they are saying the tribal line, but back then they were saying that tunaumiza wa Kenya na hii saying mingi.
All right, thank you. I think
if you had it, reread for me. I didn't get it.
You didn't get the question. He's talking about the tribalism. Mr. Murkomen and the others are saying that is about and any other thing, right?
And then another thing, yes, Mbadi. Yes, not Mbadi. Yes, Wandai. Back then in Parliament, he asked, who are the advisors of the president? back then while he was in opposition. But now since he's in that position, this question to Owidi again. Why is it that now he can't address the president as he was complaining back then? I think it will be a good question.
All right,
if
thank you very much. So we have got you with a question, and we have got Mr. Doyle with a question. We can start with Mr. Doyle.
What is the second question he asked?
He's talking about basically the issue of Mbadi, that when Mbadi was not in government, he was saying that who is in control, and now Mbadi is in government, and things are very quiet. He's also talking about the fact that why is this issue a tribal issue, and yet fuel prices are actually showing on the boards?
Why we qualify it as a tribal issue? We have gone through such problems before, and we never went onto the streets to protest about fuel rising.
Okay.
We know the reasons why the fuel is rising is not of the government's making. The government did not increase those fuel prices the way they are. Actually, the government actually brought it down until the war broke out in Iran.
Okay.
Until the Strait of Hormuz was blocked. Okay. That is the reason. So when you see people now frothing in the mouth that the president or the fuel is rising, when they know these things happened when Kibaki was in power, they also happened when Uhuru was in power. We did not see people going to the streets to protest. When it is Ruto, people are going to the street to protest. But the person who has qualified to be a tribal issue is one Martha Wangari Karua in her posts on X and on Facebook, saying that the only time Kenyans had this problem was 29 years ago during Moi. But when you look at the facts, figures, then you discover that fuel only went up by 50 cents from 33.4 to 33.9 on average.
Okay.
And that they did, that was even the lowest in a long, long time.
Okay.
So that is why we make it tribal. As for Mbadi, of course, there was a time Mbadi was playing for a team called the opposition, which was ODM. And then he had to sell their agenda. Just like you see, Simiyu is selling something, Safina, even if it is wrong, he will sell it, he will rub it into you. Right now, Mbadi is playing for a new team called the government of the day. He's in the cabinet where there's collective responsibility, and he now gets the government information first hand, and he uses that to defend the government.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, how are you doing? What's your name and where are you calling us from? We can't hear you. Yes, hello, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you, Dogero?
We are very well. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Barry and calling from Nakuru.
Okay.
And I want to reply to this, my fellow, with this recent comment.
Okay, what was the comment?
When he asked why we're going to the street right now and not Uhuru's time.
Okay, great. What is your answer to him?
Yeah, sure. I was just telling that Uhuru's time we were working. Kulikuwa na kazi mtaani.
Okay.
So there was some sort of income. That is the problem. And another thing about this debt issue. So I think the only problem is money for development. If it was used nicely, like maybe making industries, it could have created jobs.
Okay.
I don't think we will be complaining this much.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Joachim, you had a question that you wanted to ask. You were asked to answer. Yeah.
About why John Bad is no longer talking the way he used to.
No. They actually talked about the fact that you're not in any coalition, I think.
We are not opposed to any coalition. We are saying, what are we uniting on? Is it about forming government? Forming government that will do what?
That's what the question we are asking. That what are we coming to the table to discuss? If Kenyans want coalitions pegged on regional chieftains, they will get it. But we are keen on the agenda before we unite. So that we unite on an idea to work for people. That's the kind of unconventional politics we're doing.
All right. Hello, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you doing?
We are doing very well. What do you have to say about the issue of today?
Okay, I'm Nixon from Voi.
Okay, from?
Voi. Taita Taveta County.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, Odo should be given some proof and naona amechemka sana.
Odo amechemka kabisa. Safina Party napeleka
chukua hiyo nishachukua.
Safina Party napeleka yeye mbio.
Apewe proof and mapema.
Yes.
Before
Go ahead.
Odo.
I can't hear what's going on.
Are you getting me?
Yes, we can get you. What are you? Say, go ahead.
Okay, this is a message to Odoyo.
Okay.
He should also come with solutions. Every show I've seen him in, he's always ranting about what people are saying.
Okay.
At least Simeo is making some contributions to bring about solutions.
Okay.
They might not be right with him, but he should also offer solutions so that this issue of debt, if it's not properly discussed and solutions offered,
okay,
even the grandchild of Odo will one day come there to political headache to talk about the same issue today.
All right, I totally agree. Thank you very much.
That's very right.
Hello, how are you doing? Hello? Hello, how are you doing?
Hello.
Yes, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Good evening, Zagero. Huyu ni Daudi Mkombozi, and today I'm calling from Manchester.
All right, go ahead. Thank you very much for joining the program once again. What do you have to say about today's problems that we are facing in the country?
No.
Sir.
Go on.
Yes. The streets are vacant. People are crying about the fuel prices. What do you have to say about it? You are calling from where?
From Manchester.
From Manchester.
United Kingdom.
All right, go ahead. What do you think about masaibu ya nchi yako?
Jagero, it's very sad. The price of Kenyans are falling in deaf ears, and if you have people like maybe psychopaths. It's very hard when Kenyans are crying in the street and they're outpouring their pain because the cost of living the ghetto is so high.
Okay.
We are 140 shillings for diesel, and majority of that is going towards taxation to pay the odious debt that Akinotini was saying they are going to audit. And if there's an illegality in that ghetto, we don't have to pay that debt. And I want to go an extra step and say Jagero. I think that Akinotini needs to come up with a very concrete plan, not only to go after the people who are taking the debt, but also the people who are contributing on the other side, the bank. Jagero.
Okay. All right.
Need to go after those people as well because they are an accomplice of the crime. And the economic sabotage that's happening in Kenya today, and it's very painful and it's very sad that someone like credibility can come and criticize someone like Mother. When Mother comes and says, yes, Moi collapsed the economy totally, and that's why the economy was growing at 10% when Kibaki was in power. And Ruto is doing the same thing. The economic data came in the other day. Data doesn't lie. Ruto is collapsing the economy, and when someone who is very well regarded as Mother Karua criticizes that she's being silenced by being labeled by tribal. She's not tribal.
All right.
She's calling us
Okay. Thank you very much for your opinion. Gitonga is saying Ruto has allowed Uganda and South Sudan to use KPC as an entry point after they have negotiated their G2G. Rwanda is next in line. All Kenyan companies trading in the transit market will shut. Somebody saying we talk of billions as if it is cheap change. What's happening here? Safina Party is full of brains. That's the problem. Drake just dropped 3 albums, by the way. Go download and listen. I don't know what that is about.
It's marketing.
Udoyo has answered errors today. He has not given reason why price in Kenya for fuel is higher than Ugandan TZ. Those are the issues that we are talking about. All right. Udoyo, you are doing great. Shikilia hapo usiachilie. So there are a lot of messages, thousands of messages from people of the internet and lots of people watching. Mr. Doyo, I want to thank you so much for
before
coming.
You thank me.
Yes, before
there is somebody who said that during Uhuru they had kazi mtaani.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes.
And I even asked you that I needed to help him, but you said ningoje kidogo.
Yes.
You know, kazi mtaani, throughout the period it was there, it employed 283,000 people.
Okay.
Affordable housing in itself, in its 2.5 years period, has employed 640,000 people. Creating job opportunities doesn't have to be direct. It is best when an opportunity is created and the best people get it and it works. So Ruto is having his own intelligent way of creating employment for our youth. Yeah.
All right. That is, thank you very much, Mr. Odoyewede. I want to thank Mr. Simiyu. Mr. Simiyu, you've done very well taking Odoyo to task. Today he has raised his voice to the ceiling. You know, unajua huyu ni mzee bwana.
But you know, I banned him from sitting with me again here. You know, when I respect you to finish your sentence.
People of the internet, I want to tell you something. It is interesting how these people take tea just before they show together laughing. They get here and they're so angry at each other. I'm like,
no, that one is okay. Hata sahi tukitoka hapa.
I mean, come on.
Hata sahi tukitoka hapa. ile Prado Wanjigi alipatia huyu kuja hapa ndio naenda kupanda. Mimi nimetoka Kisumu, hata sijaenda nyumbani.
Hujaenda?
Sijaenda.
Oh, very good. Oh, okay.
He hasn't gone home.
That is, and thank you for taking your time out of your busy
absolutely.
schedule.
It's our pleasure.
Here. We really appreciate. And for me, everybody that comes to Political Headache, I really appreciate the time they take to come here and talk to Kenyans. Mr. Joachim Simiyu, SG of Safina Party, Safina Pesa.
Party ya pesa.
Yes, and I see what money has done to you, and we can only be envious of what money.
but anyway, something you must congratulate Wanjigi for.
Okay.
There's nobody emaciated in his party.
There is nobody emaciated.
They are all like this.
Yeah, pesa.
Symbolism of
the
country
money
will be doing.
But watu wa opposition wanalia amekataa kuwa join.
Sasa ndio ndo shida.
Ndio shida. Na unajua wengine wanalia.
They are saying that our point of departure.
Na hata ukiona ile opinion polling.
Okay.
Alikuwa pale kwa others, wale watano others.
No, we were not there.
No, they were there in the tunnels others.
No. We were not anywhere.
Okay, let's say you got 0.
Okay.
Yes, because we did not participate.
Because even those who have not said they are even candidates were there because people mentioned them in the opinion poll.
Yeah. People mentioned them, right?
Yeah, because when you ask whom would you like to be your president next? President William Ruto. Wengine wamesema hakuna mtu alisema Wanjigi.
Opinion.
Because you see, the people want you to speak their language. Nobody is speaking Odia's death huko in the village. They don't know.
This one thinks that tribalism is the language of the people.
No.
Okay. When you are answering the question.
Remember, though, is your elder. You don't call him this one.
Yeah.
Can you retract? Can you apologize?
Yes. You better know. You better know my firstborn son is older than you.
Yes. I know that. I know. So, when you're answering a question, and you have multiple choices, A, B,
C, D.
Yes. You only choose from those ones. You don't introduce another one.
Yes. But they were not given choices.
No, Paul Stars. You give choices.
Why
they did give, and let me tell you why they did give.
Interesting. Why is Odoyo speaking as if he knows the answers?
I know, because look, there were two people there who have never declared that they are president.
That gave that opinion poll.
Have you had Sifuna declare that he's a candidate? Have you?
But that is what I was asking them.
Yes.
In fact, I was asking.
Sifuna has never.
The only presidential candidate today is William Ruto.
Yeah.
We have forcing others to be
Wakina Kalonzo have been mentioned. The rest have been mentioned. But
William Ruto is not a candidate. He's a
without hurting Simiyu so much. Let's just say.
Can we wind up this conversation?
Yes.
No, we must tell you Wanjigi ana kura.
No. Hakuna mtu akona kura before the ballot. Hakuna.
Yes.
Okay.
None of us has votes.
No, it's just like that.
Very interesting.
Yes.
But as a person of mathematics and a person
you know when the child
is very interesting when you talk like that.
No.
When the child is not yours, you don't mind it dying.
Okay.
It does not. When you are going to sit for an exam,
okay,
you don't say I have 60%. You sit for an exam, you look at the questions, then you can decide how much are you going to get.
Okay.
Yes. It's an examination.
I want to thank Frank that has been on the deck. I want to thank our dear lady Vasht. I don't know where she's gone. She's the one who has been doing research all during the day and gathering all the videos that we are playing. I want to thank the people that make this show, those that come around the fireplace and listen to Honorable Doyewedi, listen to Simiyu and me, hapo katikati, Kathe Godao. So people of the internet, I want to thank you so much. Please share the videos that we are doing with your family, with your friends, so that they can join in the conversation. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Today we have been watched by about 5,000 people this evening, which is unbelievably amazing. So please consider subscribing. Until another episode, bye for now.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, very important.
Oh, man. All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. You know, everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world, and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things, build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is odworjegero.co.ke.